Hey everybody, welcome back to another business analysis video. In today's video, I want to talk about business analysis in everyday life. Applying business analysis in everyday life. I want to talk to you about a real life parking ticket experience that I had quite recently when I was going out with my sister. So I want to share this interesting story where I applied business analysis thinking in a very unexpected situation. I'm going to talk about how I used my skills to sort of think about and solve this parking ticket issue and how such situations can be improved through business analysis. So let's dive right into it. Here's what happened. Recently, my sister and I, we decided to go out. We went out for an event and we drove into a parking lot to park our cars. We arrived about 10 a.m. and we stayed about, I think, 4 or 5 p.m. So when it was time to leave, I took both our parking tickets to the payment machine. I inserted my ticket and it charged me £6. Then I inserted my sister's ticket and to my surprise it charged her £12. And given that we came in at the same time, I found this really odd. So I decided to investigate. So I went to the ticket office and explained the situation to the staff member. And then the person told me that the difference in charges was because there was a 3-second difference in the time that we entered the parking space. Is that worth £12? So since I entered right on the hour, and I think my sister may have entered 3 seconds before the hour, I think. So the system charged her the full price for the next full hour, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But anyway, so this kind of got me thinking, how can such a small time difference result in that significant cost discrepancy? So as a business analyst on my drive back home, I started to analyze the situation to find a solution because I wasn't happy that we were charged that amount. So to understand this better, let's think about why the parking company first might have these rules in place. So generally businesses often establish rules to standardize their processes and also to make their operations smoother. Here are a few potential reasons. So the first reason could be for business rules and revenue optimization. So the parking company likely has some business rules that are designed to maximize their revenue. So by charging for the next hour, even if someone is a few seconds late, they ensure that they capture as much revenue as possible. The second reason could be through system simplification. It could be that the parking system was designed to be simple and straightforward without generally accounting for small exceptions. This would sort of make the system easier to manage, but it can lead to unfair charges in some cases, which is not right. They haven't looked into this part. Now, the third reason could be lack of exception handling. So the system might not have been designed to handle exceptions like small differences in time entry, in my experience. This could have been an oversight, which again will result in issues, customer complaints, because I wasn't happy. So this is what I thought about, I came up with to mitigate such issues. Maybe the company should have a grace period implementation. Maybe they could implement a grace period of at least maybe 5 minutes to ensure these sort of minor differences in entry times don't lead to unfair charges for their customers. The second one is rounded time calculation. So instead of charging based on the exact second, they should round the entry time to the nearest minutes. This can prevent overcharging for negligible time differences. A third one is entry and exit time synchronization. They should use a system that calculates the parking fee based on the synchronized entry and exit times, so that it ensures fairness in billing. My sister and I entered literally at the same time, just 3 seconds apart. So it really is important to consider the implications of these 3 solutions that I've talked about, right? So for example, if that grace period of 5 minutes is introduced as a solution, what happens if someone drives into the parking space or the parking garage? They spend more than 5 minutes looking for a parking space and then they decide to leave. They haven't parked yet, right? Would the barrier refuse to open when they try to exit the space without paying? So this is one exception. So in order for them to handle such exceptions, the system could be programmed to allow a one-time entry within maybe a short time frame without additional charges. So as a business analyst, I can't help it. I think analytically, I try to identify ways of improving systems. In this instance, I try to identify ways of making the system more customer friendly and more fair. So this is a prime example of how business analysis can be applied to everyday life situations. As aspiring business analysts, as experienced business analysts, next time you encounter a situation that seems off, try to analyze it critically. You might find a solution that not only helps you, but it could also improve the system for everyone. You could also even share that with the company, better ways of serving their customers. So in the case of this situation with my sister and I, we didn't pay the £12, by the way. He let us off with just paying the £6, but he made sure he explained the reason why, right? Because when I had gone to him, he had said, he had explained the reason. I said, okay, we could go with £6, we're paying £6. And then as we were about to leave, he actually came back to stop the car and was like, you should have paid the £12 because that's the business rule, right? There should be exceptions to the business rules. In my case, I wasn't happy about that. But anyway, that's it. If you're, like I mentioned, aspiring business analyst, try to look at things in your everyday life that are causing you issues, that you don't find serving you or serving value in some way. It could be experiences you have in places that you visit, in companies that you visit, right? And trying to think about, how can they work better to serve me so that I'm happier? This is how projects come about. So that's it for today. I thought I would quickly share that story, right? So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and you want to hear more about applying business analysis in daily life, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. You never know who it might help. Till I see you in my next one. Peace.